Hello students, today we are going to see the story of Semele in Metamorphoses Book 3. So here Ovid begins with these comments. He says that comments varied. Some felt that the goddess had overdone her violent revenge, while others commended it worthy, they said. Of her strict virginity, all were prepared to defend their opinion. But no, she has got herself pregnant. Her guilt is betrayed by her bulging belly. So sure of her beauty, she means to become a mother by none but Jupiter. So here Ovid is trying to say that she is being prudent or arrogant about her beauty, because now she is not even ashamed of showing that baby bump which has started appearing. So this story starts with the bad news which is received by Juno, and she is again very annoyed by the attitude or behavior of Jupiter, as we have seen throughout in the story. It turns out that this time again Jupiter has been fooling around with yet another mortal woman. This time it is Theban princess Semele. The unfortunate girl is already sporting that baby bulge or that baby bump. So Juno considers punishing her husband for this, but decides to take her wrath on Semele because she cannot fight Jupiter. Now she has all her plan to she has her all plan to torture Semele, and she says, or she takes an oath, that her Jove will drown her in the Styx. Her here is Semele, and Jove, Jupiter, is going to drown her in Styx, or I'm not Saturn's daughter. If I can't do this, or if I won't be able to do this, then obviously I'm not to be called the daughter of Saturn. So she has already taken an oath to harm Semele. She says that further it says, she rose from her throne, then wheeling herself in a yellowish cloud, she came to Semele's house and only emerged from her cover, after assuming the form of a crone with whitened temples, wrinkles lining her skin, bent back and tottering legs. So finally here we see that Juno wants to punish her husband, but decides to take her wrath on Semele and goes down to Thebes, disguising herself in the shape of Semele's nurse. So in this shape, she asks Semele how she really knows that it was Jupiter who got her pregnant, because there are many stories which says that many men come in disguise, or saying that they are immortals, but actually they are men, and they sleep around with the females or women in their bedroom. Now Juno says that she has to be convinced that the man who is coming to her every night is actually Jupiter, and she needs to find it out. So she says that when Jupiter sleeps with Juno, he appears in all his divine glory. She convinces Semele to demand equal treatment. That means if this time Jupiter comes to her, then she should demand that he comes to her as she comes to Juno, his own queen, Jupiter's queen Juno, right? Now, poor Semele is trapped by this trick of Juno, and she says, or she feels that she is going to do the same thing as is instructed by Juno. Poor Semele, the next time Jupiter visits him, she asks him to grant her a gift, and she doesn't know that what actually the gift is going to be like. But yes, she has already made up her mind that this time she is going to see Jupiter in his real form. Now, Jupiter has all his love for Semele, and he swears, or he gives this promise to Semele, that he will do as she demands. So he swears a solemn oath by the river Styx that he will grant whatever she wishes. She repeats what Juno told her, that he be with her the way he would be with the queen of the gods. That means Jupiter should appear in front of her as he appears in front of Juno. Jupiter doesn't want to comply because he knows that what will be the consequence of this demand or this gift which is being demanded by Semele. But he is bound by his own oath. So he has to do what is being demanded by Semele. He does as he is told, and Semele is incinerated. Now, Ovid tells us that the unborn child is later extracted from her womb and then implanted in Jupiter's thigh. So it goes, Ovid says, the baby, still in the fetal stage, was ripped from her womb and, strange as it seems, survived to complete his mother's term stitched up in his father's thigh. So in this way, Bacchus is born twice. Now here, when the time rolls around, that's where it is born from, or Bacchus is, or the child is born from. The child ends up being Bacchus, or the god of wine. So this was the story of Semele. Thank you all.